Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome to my latest update. Sorry, I don't know what number it is. I want to welcome all my new subscribers and my existing subscribers. I want to thank everybody for all my lovely comments that I keep getting. I can't believe how supportive the community is, and I really appreciate everybody that keeps watching all my videos. So how I'm going to do this is that I will do my whips, and then I will do my acquisitions, what I bought this month or fortnight, and then I will do a life update at the end. So if you don't want to stick around for that, I totally understand. There's a lot of Flosstube to watch. There's always new Flosstubers. So I have done 225 stitches in the last fortnight. I knew my stitching would go down because I had quite a few appointments. So that works out at 873.21 stitches. As Dave said, I don't think I need the 0.21. I don't think you're going to do me on my maths. So yes, 873 stitches per day. So that's the average. So I will talk you through my stitching. So I did have a new start. This was with the Keystone Stitcher. This was to replace my my Cosmic Wolf. This is the Bird Weaver Cell by, I will link it below, Magical Quilts, blogspot.com. I will link it below because I'm sure I just got that wrong. What am I doing this on? I am doing it on Fabrics by Stephanie, Northern Lights, and I'm using silks by I always have my silks in a bag. I don't know what it's called, that aerates. So I unzipped everything else. So I picked Silks for You. PRO94 is going to be the frame. That's what I've started. That is a 14 count fabric. Sorry, not doing very well today. So that's the silk that I decided for that. I should have put a picture of what it's going to look like. There's actually, it's a free pattern, so go check it out. PRO75 is going to be for my bigger birds. I haven't even put on my own thread drops yet. And the other one is an unknown purple. I didn't even label it. So I think this is going to be my smaller birds, or I might mix up the birds between the purple and the blue. So that's the colours that I've picked. Just put that away. So I'm going to do that zip up again. So how I have been stitching in that is on a nudge hoop, if you haven't heard of one of them. So I did hear one of them on, typical Flosstube itchy nose. A YouTuber said about them. It's a tension nudge hoop. And I can't remember who said about it. Some Flosstuber, and I should have written down who said about it because they're really cool. So I've got a few of them. So I did 3,000 stitches on that over several days. So I did that zip up. So my next piece I started, and I think I'm going to restart. Jess and I talked about it last night. So it is in my Harry Potter, my Hogwarts bag, one that I made myself, and it's got the glittery fabric inside. Jess hates that fabric that I put in some of my bags. She said that the glitter comes off. This bag is just and only big enough for the book. So this is a Gecko Rouge pattern, and it's the artist is Jenny Parks, and it's Harry Potter. So I got this kitted up for 25 count. Get back in there. Ah, they'll make it easier, Tanya, if you actually undo the zip properly. So I have done 3.27% on 18 count, easy count fabric, and it's Ada, and I hate it. So I started in the middle, and look, I have Harry's eyes. I hate this fabric. So I have done 2,892 stitches. Why do I hate it? I don't know if it is because the fabric's really stiff. I don't know if it's because it's 2 threads. I just find it really slow. I don't know if it's because it's a Gecko Rouge pattern and I don't like that. I'm not sure. I have to decide. Before I'm at that no return area, because I've done quite a bit of black and I can easily replace the black. I need to decide. So what have I decided? I prefer this isn't the fabric that I meant to get. Just a minute. Okay, I got the right fabric this time. I do like even weave. So this is 18 count Flosstube, and look, there's a thread on it. I think I would prefer this. So I think it is big enough. Let's have a look. Oh, it's heaps big enough. So I'm going to restart on the Flosstube instead, because it's still 18 count, and see if I like it more, because that's the fabric that I'm doing for the Magical Arrival, and hopefully I will be happier. So I will know then if it's just the Gecko Rouge or it is just the Ada. I find that the holes on the Ada are really small, even with the 28 count needle. I find it really hard to get the 2 threads through the hole with my hand, and it really bugs me. So I think this week I will restart that. So what I have been doing in the last last week anyway, I have been using the Tiny Decisions wheel and picking my project each day. So I've decided that I might only do that a couple of days a week instead and have focus pieces. Jessica suggested that to me last night instead of doing what I was doing, because I will be able to focus on some pieces. My next piece is Mini Enchantment of the Wolf by Tamara Markard, and I started at 66.78% and I got to 67.78%, and I did 1,064 stitches. So I should have put a before picture here, and this is where she is. I am so happy with her. This is one of the pieces that I picked on the Tiny Decisions wheel, and I'm really pleased I did. There's a needle down there. So yeah, she's looking amazing. This is CXC. If you're wondering what CXC looks like, she's on 25 easy count, and the coverage is amazing. So it's one thread. Did I say that? Sorry if I repeat myself. My next piece is Mini Heart of the Storm, and I will show a picture of it here while I'm grabbing it. And the artist is Lisa Parker. I absolutely love Lisa Parker's pieces. This isn't the first Lisa Parker I've done. I've done Rise of the Witches, the Story Keep, and I finished that. I have done another one. I'm sure Jess is screaming at me. We did it last year. I can't remember what it's called. And it was a mini. And I started at 36.60% and I did 1,042 stitches, and I got to 38%. And I should have a before picture and an after, and I should have had a before and after of Mini Enchantment of the Storm. Sorry if I didn't say it, but look, I was working on the ruins over there. Hopefully this next time I'll actually work on the owl, but I am so happy with this. Don't I say that with all my pieces? But let's be honest, if you're not happy with your pieces, would you still be stitching on them? I have a couple of pieces that I'm thinking about, do I really want to stitch on them? There is a couple of pieces that I've given Jessica. For example, my year of stitches has got 2 blocks to go. It is on a 32 count. It's over 2, and I said to Jess, if you want to finish it, hey, that's cool. If you don't, that's fine. I'm not concerned. And my chatelaine, I just don't think I can stitch on either of them. I just can't see them. And I'm not worried if she finishes it or not, but it's out of my hair, literally. And I gave her a whole pile of my 28 count fabric as well, hand dyed fabric, so my cupboard is a lot emptier. So I put all my pieces on my Tiny Decisions wheel, and if it comes up and I don't really want to stitch on it, I'm going to put them away and decide going forward whether I do want to stitch on them. And if I don't, I'm going to put them away and decide later on. My next piece is Casper, so you should have a picture here of what it will look like. And who is the artist? I'll have it on the picture. No, I can't remember. And it's the Tilton Crafts. I started at 40.87 and I got to 42.11. This is one piece that I actually want to concentrate on in October. Okay, baby. So I'm super happy with this. So I was concentrating over here, and then I started on some of the images on Casper. So I would have added in a before and after. So yeah, I did a bit of black down here because I just didn't want to work on all the black. I think I was thinking about working down as some pumpkins down below on Casper, and I wanted to work down to them. And then I thought, yeah, no, if I work down to the pumpkins on Casper, I'm not sure I want to ever do all the black in the background. So I decided, yes, no, that's not a good idea. I'll never get back to doing all that black fill in. So I started doing the blue here to try and fill in a wee bit of Casper. And I think going forward in October, I think I'll do a wee bit of Casper and a wee bit of black and try and just get a bit of each, so I don't get burnt out on it. And I think that's what happened when I did all this black. I definitely got burnt out. You'll see my favourite piece in a few minutes, the piece that I want to get done by the end of the year. I have worked on it 2 weeks, 2 Mondays. So I am putting my pieces back in their bags. I'm trying not to zip them. My next piece is my mini butterfly effect by Kate Powell. It's a Heaven and Earth. Sorry if I haven't always said who they are from. If I haven't said the charter, like Mini Enchantment of the Wolf and Heart of the Storm, it's probably because it's a Haid, and I expect everybody should know. Sorry about that. So this is Mini Butterfly Effect. I started off the fortnight at 52%. Did I start off at 52%? Or I might have after the first Monday I was at 52%. And the second and last night I finished at 58.62%. So the first time I worked on it, I did 1167 stitches, and then yesterday I did 2006 stitches. So yesterday I was the first time on the 7th of September I was trying to complete colours, so I got 27 colours completed. Yesterday I was trying to get that butterfly completed and I didn't, so this is heavy. It's not really, it's just awkward to hold. So yesterday I got 2006 stitches and I got to the 58.62% done. So this is my one piece that I want to have finished by the end of the year, and I worked out that there's only, from yesterday, there were 16 Mondays left, I think, from yesterday. I think I worked out. But I don't even know how many thousand stitches I have left now. I think I have 12,000 stitches left in this piece. But I still have a few thousand bulk stitching left. So I decided yesterday I did a bit of black and a wee bit of a skin as well, because if you can see the thread still here, because if I didn't do some of her skin as well, that's what I was going to end up with, and not just the butterflies. So that's what I decided yesterday, that I would do that, because, and this is a Paddock Lane design fabric. It is called Summer Breeze, Summer Beach, Summer. Can't rely on my memory. Summer Beach. So and it's 3/110 on 24 count, because I found the 2/110 wasn't quite good enough covered. So it's actually sexy, and because it's more Hardinga fabric, it felt like it was 22 count, and it's been dyed, so it's 24 count. It slips, and doing temp stitch, and it felt that it needed more threads, so it needed more the thickness. So I should have probably done it, I should have done it full cross, but I'm pleased I didn't, because I wanted to get it finished by the end of the year. So I'll just show you what I have bought. I bought a couple of patterns this month. I bought a couple of tied patterns. So I bought the Tonight We Ride by Autumn Lane Stitchery. So I'll insert a picture here. I also bought the 20 count Bellana even weave, because this is for my new start on the 1st of October for my All Hallows Eve. So this is what I'm going to use instead of the 20 count Ada that I bought, because I decided that I really don't want to use the Ada. I find the even weave, the hole's a lot bigger, and it's a lot faster for me to stitch on even weave than Ada. Go figure. That's what I found. It was amazing how long the Harry Potter, how long it took me to stitch my 2,892 stitches. First I thought it was because I had my mammogram. I was really sore after my shoulder because of some of the movements that you do. So I'll just show you my Nudge hoops. So that's another large. Look, it gives you a tiny one too, and a medium, and a very tiny and a medium and a small. So if you're not here for the life update, thank you very much for joining me, and that's all my stitching that I've got to show you. This is the fabric that I have picked for my mini Watching It Fly. So I was in a fabric of the month group a long time ago, probably 2021, and that was one of the fabrics, and I don't know what it was called. Yeah, I don't know what it was called. It hasn't got a fabric. It might have been a cross wing collection one, because it looks like it's a hand painted one. I think that's who does those. I could be wrong. So that's the fabric that I've picked. So these are, sorry to see the top of my head. Oh look, it's another Harry Potter bag. These are the thread drops that I made with numbers on them for this piece. So I just went through my stash and found all the threads for this, and I did the thread drops for these. So there's not many colours. I've still got some of the threads that I actually need to put on the thread drops for this. So that'll be a start at some stage. And look, this is Ada. But isn't it funny? If it's a non-full coverage, I don't mind using Ada. But if it's a full coverage, I do. So life update. I had my mammogram, and for some funny reason, it's just one of the movements, it bothers my shoulder, because I tore my labrum quite a few years ago from doing calves and bucketing milk powder or milk to feed the calves, and feeding, I don't know, 150 calves and them having 2 litres a calf twice a day, and lifting that milk, it tore the labrum in my shoulder, and it hasn't really, they were going to operate on it, but because I had issues under anaesthetic when I had my hysterectomy many moons ago, they won't put me under anaesthetic again. So, and then of course the pandemic happened, and they haven't really done anything about it since. They don't even ask if there's any issues still with it. So yeah, so they have a portable mammogram bus sort of thing, and you had to walk up these. Hello puppy, Coco's saying hello. They have a portable bus for the mammogram. So I said to them that I'm not sure in the future that I'll actually be able to keep coming there, and they said it's fine, we actually have a lift. And I'm going, really? So at the other end I said, well, I will use the lift when I leave. I'm not going down those rickety stairs. So that's what I did leaving. So that worked well, and they've taken a note of it for future. So I've had my results of my mammogram, and that was all good. Then I had my eye test, and that went well, and I had to see 2 specialists, and the first specialist, well, it's a normal doctor, and then you see the specialist, and she said, well, you need to come back in 2 months. And I'm going, really? And then I seen the orthopologist. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, I seen the eye specialist, and she said, no, it's fine, your eyes haven't changed in 9 months. I don't need to see you again. So that's really good. I am allowed to drive again. And then we came home, and my car was playing up. So I've only done 31,000 Ks in my car, and it limped home. We turned it off for a couple of minutes. It was on our last hill on the way home, and it wasn't changing gears. It's an automatic, and we were doing 30 Ks up the hill. So it really struggled. We got home, In town it was fine, going down hills it was fine, but the rest of the time it was a struggle. So the next day we took it to the garage and we said, we've got an issue. So that's fine. They drove it around town, it was fine. He's going, oh, obviously turning it off and turning it on, cleared it all, it's only a computer issue. He said, it's nothing wrong with it. And then he said, oh, I'll just take it out of town. Well, there was an issue. I'm not sure whether they had to get it towed back or what happened, but he thought that just turning it off and leaving it for a few minutes would clear it and he'll be fine. No. So they had to take the gearbox, the transmission out, and it has been sent to Auckland and they are either replacing it or they are going to repair it, and we only have to pay the labour to put it back in. So our local garage fought for that because it's after the warranty of it, because I've had it longer than 2 years, but I've had it, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, but I've only done 31,000 k's because I haven't been driving. Dave's been driving my car. So there's not much I can do about that. So we only have to pay for the labour to take the transmission out and put the transmission back in. So that's a bit of a dilemma. I'm allowed to drive, but I haven't got my car. Dave goes, oh, you can take my truck. No. So Dave's done my garden, so to plant his plants, and I've got a video to add in at the end so you can see it, and I'm going, wow, you're going to have a lot of vegetables considering it's only Brendan and Dave that's actually eating in the house, because I'm actually on shakes full time now. They've decided that they would prefer me to just have the shakes instead of eating regular food. It's more sustainable, and because I'm still choking on just drinks, let alone food. We had a wedding anniversary a couple of days ago, and once again, we've been married 32 years, and once again we forgot about it. I can't blame Dave because I forgot to. It was the next day I said, I can't blame you working too much for the reason we forgot, because he wasn't even working. So I had to laugh over that one. So I'm sorry if there's a reflection from the windows in my glasses. I've only just noticed it. What else? So I had my infusion, and this time I didn't have any issues, thankfully, with my liver or kidneys. They gave me blood tests just in case I had any issues, but there was nothing this time. So I just did my normal and drank heaps beforehand. Excuse Coco having a bath. Excuse me. I'm not sure. So I've had quite a few appointments. I had my mammogram, I had my eye appointment, I had my infusion, and then I had a doctor's appointment. Oh, that was an issue. You have to laugh about this. So I got a text to remind me of my doctor's appointment. I knew when it was, I'd written down, I'd put it in my calendar, and then I was early for my doctor's appointment by about 20 minutes. And because I'm so used to being on the farm and allocating that time to get there, and we're only 5 minutes away. So I was there 20 minutes early, and I said, I'm early, and they couldn't find me. And I'm going, well, that's weird, because I've had the text to remind me that I had an appointment. and they could not find me, and they said, well, do you want to book another appointment? And I said, I don't know. And they said, do you want to see somebody else? And I said, I don't know. And they asked me heaps of other questions, and I was quite upset, and I said, I don't know. And I said, look, just let me think about it. So I went, sat down, and they knew I was upset because all my drugs were about to be, I was nearly out of everything, and I knew I needed an EpiPen because we've just gone into spring, and I know that about to have bees come here, and there was quite a few other things. I've got an ear infection, and there was quite a list of things that I actually needed to see the doctor about. I also wanted to get a mobility pass. So there was quite a lot I wanted to actually talk to him about, whether I could get, and I could. So they went and talked to the nurse because it was their muck up, it wasn't mine. I'd made the appointment, and they don't know what happened to it. Obviously it had the appointment because I had the text to say, and I hadn't cancelled it. So they actually, I don't know what they did, but they found me an appointment. I actually was sitting there until I think 4 o'clock. My appointment was 2:45. No, my appointment was 2:15, I think. So yeah, I was sitting there for a while, but that was okay. That I should have taken my stitching with me. I could have taken my bird's weaver cell with me, and I could have just stitched that, and I was just on my phone. So I think it was a really good idea to answer all my comments to my AI video when I was in my infusion. So that definitely filled in my time when I was in my infusion. So I think this next coming time I might do a stitch with me and load that up before I have my infusion, so if anybody makes comments I can answer them. So if you hear the motorbike in the background, Dave's just finished feeding calves. So I will end this here. So life hasn't really changed. So thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate everybody's lovely comments, and I think this is such a fantastic community, and I have never had a negative comment, and I really appreciate everybody, and I appreciate everybody. So thank you so much, and I hope to keep doing YouTube for a long time. So have a great fortnight. So hopefully this coming fortnight I'll have a lot more stitching, so I will be able to start my mermaid cell in the next few days, because that comes out on the 15th, so that's the 16th here. So that is going to come around sooner than I think. And I definitely think that going forward, if I do keep doing the tiny decisions wheel, I have to limit it instead of doing it every day like I did the last week. That isn't going to keep working, because as much as I thought, hey, this is a really good idea, I want to work on other things more than just a day. Like today I'm going to work on my Halloween Afghan, so after I edit this of course, and get some progress on that, and I may even work on it tomorrow as well. So thank you very much, have a great day. I need to go get some breakfast, and I will see you in a week for my stitch with me, and we will go from there. Thank you. Bye. I think the garden became a lot bigger than it was meant to be. Oh dear. The cows are very interested in Dave planting the apple tree that he bought me. Not only is the garden there, it is also around the side of the house. I'm not going to step out there because I have to go down the step. That is massive for me. As you can see, the plums are in blossom. Can I show you the baby calf that's on the mum? Where's the calf? I can't see it. Where are you, calfie? You're hiding. No, I can't see you. That pile is sawdust. Dave got the tractor in to do all our garden. He decided it was going to take forever to use the rotary hoe. Our garden, our kitchen table is actually outside. Dave put the plants outside today in the sunshine. It's beautiful spring day.